to the winds.
Orpheus with the moonrise way up high, Hecate, the pourer of poison arrows, walk around with the black water. Hail Hecate, Soteria, perfume intoxication, purple cushion the air, heroin painkiller, take you to the river, bring the thriller, gold horn dildos more iller, Medea the mother of invention, creator of the processed flowers, Athena sings her songs, puff death bubble bomb, high purple strong, go long, poisonous arrows, the pourer, royal purple makes a noble shroud, a motley crew, Medea, Venus, all my love for you, all my love, Led Zeppelin, stairway to heaven, paradise is close, doing it right, Superman blimp, Crystal Castle, Hollywood ghosts, shimmy by the tree line, you didn't have to love me like you did, but you did, and I thank you.
Welcome back to Lady Babylon. Hey, Teddy, that's fantastic, bro. Your music is getting so good that I'm going to play it halfway through this. Yeah, halfway through. I want people to get a little more Teddy in there. Oh, God, I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, you thought last time was the worst. You thought it was the and we're going to bounce too close to that supernova again. We're not going to get out of here, Chewy. You thought last time it was the deepest and the darkest of any of this cult that I've brought out to you from the ancient world. You thought it was. I'm going to walk you through something tonight that is the step beyond. Remember last time we translated untranslated Galen, where Galen talks about, these groups of people who are Christing each other, and you can get feces down your throat this way because they're doing the Phoenician, like the people from Lesbos do the Phoenician. So tonight, what I've done is I've managed to find a source who describes to you in detail exactly what those people are doing. And Jesus is one of those people. He is. Buckle up, people, because this is going to get real. This is going to be so real, it's going to burn your nose hair off. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, is this stuff. This is the dope, people. You thank me, satanic congregation. Thank me in the comments, because what I am bringing you tonight is it takes that extra step beyond. It takes that extra step. Where did we end up last time? We ended up last time with the Christing in the throat. Now I'm going to use that terminology. And you, who have ears to hear now, will be able to follow me. Fantastic. I've missed everybody in the last few couple of days. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. Who's that, Merlin? No, Marin. Thank you, Marin. Oh, and thank you, Seth. Thank you, Seth. He of the long name. Bruh. Ray, bruh, shout. Okay, let's go for it, people. I'm serious. Splash bags out. Everybody off the ship. Come on, let's go down tonight. Who are we pulling up? We're pulling up. Oh, God. Epiphanius. He's a guy from Cyprus. He runs the island. He's the bishop extraordinaire. And let me tell you what he wrote about in the 4th century. Let me tell you what he wrote about in the 4th century. He filled us in on the history of Jesus and the people who followed him. Yeah, that's what he did. Oh, tell us, Bishop. Tell us, Bishop, what about it? And we from the Satanic Congregation, we are interested in one thing and one thing alone. We want justice. And for those of you who have seen the King anointed above justice, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. It's prophetic. Oh, God, I love it. Get me the first text here, people. It's a tiny one. Brought you a tiny one. I'm sorry, people, but we're going to climax in about 4.5 minutes. You're going to see the crescendo of this entire show. Oh, God. Watch what happens. He says, who is it? It's Epiphanius. And he's saying, look, dude, right after, just right immediately after everything that's happening with the early church, with the few people who started it, right at this time, what's happening? I'm just going to translate to you. There were these Gnostics. Those, spread all over the place. You know what they were like? They were like the fruits of poop. They spread all over. You see that word? You see the ending? Okay, here's where the Gnostics come from. We ended last time with our copron that we're spreading on the body. Remember spreading the copron on the body, and we put in earwax. We were drinking earwax too. Remember? It was a good time. I know you do. I'm going to hold you to that because you were all there. We're picking up from there. And what's happening here? He's saying, look, these people, these Gnostics, they're getting wherever you throw poop, they grow up. Give me the next one. Right? Okay, so let's roll with it. Let's roll with it. Epiphanius says there's this one dude named Simon, right? He's really the first heretic. He's really the first heresy, right? This is immediately after the crucifixion, right? This is the early church history, right? We're going to look at Jesus too. This is great, right? So that's where we got off. We're going to invade this time. By the way, we have to take these sources because you're about to get taught the Bible. Yes, you are. Yeah. Dark ages. You're about to find out that Jehovah is the ultimate authority. Yeah. Fantastic. Coming to a school near you. Here's what we're going to do. This guy's a magus. I just want you to see that. He's a magus. This guy, Simon, right? It's the guys like this. What are guys like Simon doing? What are they doing? They're making mysteries. Making mysteries of what? Mysteries of the flowing. That flowing from the body. That which is shameful. Shameful. I'm going to show you a couple of Greek terms. We're talking about the mysteries. What kind of mysteries are being exercised by the followers of Jesus? And it turns out it's the mystery of your body fluids. Did you think I was joking? You're going to get a description of it. Hit it with them. They need it. Splash these people. They need it. We're talking about that which flows out of the men. Aporoyas. The stuff that comes out of the men. That's flowing stuff. That's part of it. Give me the next one. These are going to be quick, Chewy. Oh, what else are we talking about? We're talking about that suloge. That syllogy. That collection. That is the dirty, the naughty. That is the stuff that is, we don't talk about it. The Brits translated as dirt in 1850 at least. They used that, the dirt of the emenion. What is the emenion? That is the monthly catharsis, the monthly purge. You dumb man. If you knew the monthly purge, you'd know why we're using it in the mystery. I'll take one of those. Give me the next one. I could use a monthly purge. How come I don't get a monthly purge? Look, people, this section is going to blow your mind, and I'm just going to translate it to you. I'm going to give it right to you. That climax I told you about that we were coming to, here it is. Look, I'm going to translate it, and then I'm going to stop, and I'm going to appreciate the elegance of this Greek, because this is really elegant Greek. Epiphanius, he's got a little bit of the poet's pen going. He's a composer. This thing reads like a beautiful composition. Love it. Thank you. Oh, God, he knew the Greek. You know, he walked around. That's how he was known at the time. And he was master of 5 languages. Some pope or I don't know who it was. No, it wasn't a pope. It was it's too early. It was a bishop or somebody who called him some famous author. I don't remember. Anyway, they said he was the master of the 5 languages, right? Yeah, fantastic. Well, he's able to learn his Greek, right? And that's what really makes him such a great writer, is he's able to use that instrument. You know, what are you going to use? If you're a samurai, you're going to pick that sword. You're not going to take a butter knife, right? The butter knife of Hebrew just can't cut the mustard. You know what I mean? Hutos min unechon tendianon. Look, there was this guy. Okay, this is Epiphanius talking about early Christians. One of these early Christians, he said, he had this twisted mind. It was all twisted up from that crazy demonic magic that he was doing, and the fantasies, the hallucinations that he was seeing. This dude, remember, he's a Christian, people. Right? He's following the Christing. Okay, just wait. What does he say? He says, this guy was ready, always ready to what? To demonstrate his total evil and his demon activity. He was always wanting to show that off, that stuff he did through his magic. And how did he do it? He did it openly. And he did it on the pretext of the name Christ. He did it in connection with the act of Christing. Okay. Are you ready? What exactly did he do? He made a death-inducing drug. He mixed hellebore with honey, and he gave it to his crazy followers. And following this axiom of the name of Christ, he put them to death. Next one. I told you those drugs were there for the rite. What you are seeing is the rite. He's giving them the death inducer. Right? He's allowing them to go through the initiation so that they'll come out on the other side. Now, watch what happens. We're talking about that mixing with medicines. That's fine. I just wanted you to see, look, Orbaceus, Philuminus, Galen, all of those people, medical people, right? Go to the next one. What happens next? What happens next? Oh, my God. Look, these people, they follow this goddess. Is everything okay? That TIE fighters coming in or something? No. They follow this goddess, Barbelo. Right? I can't see it. It's too tiny. It's too tiny. Hang on. Put the deflectors up. There you go. And whew. Okay. There we are. We're worshiping Barbelo. Wait a minute. What? Why are we worshiping Barbelo? Because we are the followers of the Christ. And you know what they say about her? I'm translating. You know what they say about her? They say she's that queen of the 8th heaven. Yeah. And that she was produced by her father. She was brought into reality by her father. Boom. And if this starts to sound like Athana, don't be surprised. This is typical mystery, right? This is the virgin, the mother. Yeah. So who are the people? Long story short, who are the people who are doing this? The Jews. Those who worship Sabaoth. Yes. You mean this is the early 1st century. And the Jews in the early 1st century are not worshiping the Jehovah that I know and love. No, they're not. Sorry. Yes, no. They're worshiping the child of Barbelo, who rules the 7th heaven. And he rules by tyranny. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. Who is this? This is Jehovah, baby. Right? Look at Sabaoth at the top there. How does Jehovah rule the 7th heaven? Remember, I'm telling you what the people who are with Jesus are thinking and doing, and how it relates to the practice of their mysteries. These are the mysteries of the body's fluids, flesh and blood. Drink it and eat it, or you're not on your way to paradise. Give me the no. What are we going to do? 7th heaven ruler Jehovah. He's a jerk. He's a tyrant here. It says he rules with complete force. And what does it also say? Oh, he goes around saying, "Amy ho protos kai ho metatauta." I am the first and the last. And without me, there is no other God. Beyond me, there's no other God. Except for me, no other God. Does that sound familiar to you? Does anybody here wake up? Jesus, maybe he'll say something like that. Watch, I can put my hand in and make him talk. Hit it. What's happening here? When I saw him, I fell to his feet. You know what I mean? I fell. Oh, the glory. Oh, and I fell down like I was dead. There's a lot of that going around. And what does it say here? What does it say here? It said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, right? I am the first and the last. Of course he is, because this is the same position in the same mystery. Where is that spell? Where is that spell to find the male lover? Well, who do I call on for that? Lord Sabaoth, Yahweh, Jehovah. That is the earliest expression of the Jewish mystery God. That's it. It's in the text. We have it in concrete. Love it. Love it. Let's see where he goes. Let's see where he goes with it. It's going to get bad, people. Just wait. Just wait. Hit me with the next one. Because what kind of mysteries am I talking about? Right? I'm talking about the mystery of the aiskrologia, the mystery of the shameful logos, the mystery of the shameful sayings, the shameful utterances. Are you ready for this? You didn't know you were coming. Didn't you see on the banner the 3 X's that were up there? What are you thinking? Get out of here, right? Cover your eyes. No, of course you don't want to. You want to see this. Are you ready for this mystery? It's really out there. This is what they're doing under the name of Christ. Here's another one from the New Testament. What does it say here? Look, it says the things that they do in secret, these things, it's iskron to even speak. It's literally iskron legen. They're speaking the aiskrologia. Remember Paul? When we met up with St. Paul after the party, and he was like, oh, God, I don't know if I was there. I don't know if I was in somebody else's body or shooting up in the spirit. I don't know where I was, but I saw things that you can't speak about. And that was only the 3rd heaven. Imagine what the dude who's in the 7th is doing. Whoo! I am Ammon. Give me the next one. Oh, love it. Love it. Give me. I'm so hungry tonight. Give it to me. People, I want to introduce you to an ancient concept. Are you ready? Tes aiskrurgias. Say that one more time. Aiskrurgias. Are you ready? You want to know what this is? This is what their rites are doing. Let's pull up a dead Victorian. Come here, Frederick. No, this is Alfred. Frederick's from over that way. This is Alfred. Alfred, tell me, what is it to do an aiskrurgeo, to act that way? It's to act obscenely, says Alfred. Oh, you're always so vague. What is that? Especially, it equals masturbari. Masturbari? Do you know any masturbari? I don't know masturbari. Who's masturbari? I think what that is. Oh, of course, Chewy. It's Latin. It's Latin, Chewy. Yes, that's exactly what it is. It is to masturbate. The mystery involves the sacred masturbation. Now, I am speaking to you as an anthropologist, people. I'm speaking to you as an anthropologist. I just want you to appreciate the historicity of what we're doing. We're talking about the early Christians who are Jews engaging in the masturbari. Okay. They have a mystery involved. You want to see Jesus do it? Who wants to see Jesus? Look why? What have you done? Satanic congregation, what have you done to deserve a date like this? What have you done? I am going to bring to you. Oh, this is for me. That's for being so good. I am going to bring to you the image right out of antiquity of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, masturbating. Yeah, it took Mary off too. She was like, huh? Yeah, right, Mary Magdalene, right? She's like, let's see him do it. We got you tonight, Jesus. We got you tonight. This is for Jesus. Everybody help me concentrate. Concentrate the energy. Well, yeah, I don't know how that stuff works really, but help me. Can you just think for me for 1 minute? Just think about Jesus and think about spanking Jesus. Yeah, let's spank Jesus. Come on. Come here, Jesus Christ. He touched me. Oh, he touched me. Ah. Are you ready for this? We don't deserve it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Yes, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Hit me with the next one, Chewy. We need to get him the full inoculations. What are we talking about, people? I say we're talking about that which flows out of the reproductive parts. We're talking about the catamenion. Okay, think menstruation. Here's what we're doing. Are you ready? We're going to bring it. We're going to bring the drugs with the menstruation, with Jesus and the masturbation. Are you ready? Believe it or not, all of that, that's the ingredients for a very successful Christian cult whose practices are Jewish. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. This is the earliest one. People, I'm telling you, nobody wants to show you this stuff, but we're going to see it because pretty soon the only thing we're going to be able to read is the Bible. So here you go. Give me the next one. Who do we not, Epiphanius, who do we not want to be involved? Oh, Diabolos, the devil. Why? He's always using this stuff and he's bringing blasphemia. He's bringing blasphemy. Well, at least they're right about some things. Give me the next one. Whew. This is good. Are you ready? What are we talking about? We're talking about that which runs out of both men and women. I just want you to see that. This is a complete communion. This is not just one side, right? You need both. You need balance if you're going to have a really good cult. Okay, are you ready? Give me the next one. Who is it, Epiphanius, that you really, really hate being the bishop of Cyprus, or a bishop on Cyprus? What do you really hate? You hate the erotic poetry, right? You hate that erotic living that comes from Cyprus. And when I say Kupris, I mean Aphrodite. Who is it that the bishop hates most? Aphrodite. Why? Why, Bishop, do you hate her so much? Because she is the one who brought these rites. Yeah, fantastic, right? Take the creator and turn her into a masculine form. Yeah, that's what we have to do. That's how you make the cult work. And that's what just a handful of people did and swayed world history by doing so. Epiphanius was one of these dudes who went out and he went very famously to some church in Palestine. Yeah, and he was there and somebody had embroidered some kind of, I don't know, it was a tapestry of some sort, rug or something, curtain maybe, and it had a picture of a dude, and he was like, we don't want any pictures, and made him destroy it and sent him a new one or something. I don't know. He ultimately got him back. But this is the kind of person that we're dealing with, and it took just a handful of this kind of persuasion just to take over and pilot Western history right into the garbage dump. It was fantastic. A lot of years of darkness. Call it the Dark Ages. Not necessarily because of the sunlight. Yeah. It's all that library burning they're doing. Did you learn all 10 yet? Do you have your commandments down? You know, in the future, they look back to 2024 and they wonder, why? What were those people thinking? It's gorgeous. I love it. You got to remember, this is the kingdom. This is the kingdom of the devil, baby. It's the kingdom of the devil. Everybody forgets that. Give me the next one. Boom. What are we looking at? We're looking at, did we skip any? Maybe we skipped some. Yep, no, that's fine. Go. We're looking at these people, and what are these people doing, by the way, who are involved in the mysteries, like Jesus mixing the body fluids? What are they writing? They're writing Gospels of Eve. Evangelion Ewas. Isn't that gorgeous? Gospels of Eve. Ah, really? I told you. Another way to date the Septuagint, people. Right? Fantastic. Give me the next one. Now, Dan DuckTales Dan, he said, I couldn't believe it. When he said that, I was like, ouch. I mean, that even hurt me a little bit. I was like, oof. Right? It's not, this word is not found, right? Anytime as a scholar, you can't argue, you can't say all the time, and you can't say the majority because you don't know unless you have some kind of breakdown statistically. You're working with programs, right? Which they're getting to that point, right? They have been there for a while. But Dan said, this word is not going to use. Anytime you hear a scholar say, no, you're not going to find this word used anywhere by so-and-so and so-and-so. That's, they're, nope. I know for a fact that you don't know what you're talking about, right? Here, what did Dan, Tucktails Dan, say? He said, look, what happens is the oestrus, it doesn't exist in the Christian texts at all, right? Old Boy found one right away. Here's another one, and it happens to be in the very section that we're reading. The very work talks about, and it's a Christian. Dan said, you will not find this word in Christian texts. You know when somebody makes a blanket statement like that, you can't trust what they're saying. It's bad scholarship, bro. Bad form. Nothing against you personally, DuckTales Dan, but that's bad form. Bad form. Here it is. In Epiphanius. What are we doing, people, in the cult? We are going into the estrus. We're going into the mania, right? Maniac Jesus. Are you ready? Let's see Maniac Jesus. What's he doing? Now, if anybody gets pictures of Jesus here, as I describe him to you, those will become immediately illegal. Are you ready for this? So draw the picture in your mind. Let's blow it up. After they mix together in their sexual passion, he's describing these Christians. What do? After they mix together in their sexual passion, they stretch out. They burst forward with all of these blasphemies up to the heavens. Yeah. And they receive the female part and the man, the female emission, and the man, right? He receives there, he's standing there, and he receives the seed from his own hand, and he holds it up, right? Looking up into heaven, having it in his hand. What does he have in his hand, says Epiphanius? He's got that akatharsian. Remember in the Apocalypse, Revelation, what we're talking about? We're talking about the akatharsia. He's holding it in his hand. And he says, no, really, he is. Dathan. I'm serious, brah. Give me the next one. And what's he do? Oh, God, I don't know if we can see Jesus like this. This is right. He's talking about Christians right now. We're going to watch Jesus. And what does he do? Look at the second line at the end. Epieras de ekontes. He has that bodily fluid that came from him that he ejaculated, he holds it up to the heavens and he prays. That's what these Gnostics are doing. And what does he say? What do they say when they do this? They say, we bring to you this gift. He's talking about his ejaculate, which is in his hands. We're bringing to you this gift, the body of the Christ. Do you know what the body of Christ is? The body of Christ, the body of Christ. When you are sitting in church next time, I want you to feel something. And I want you to think. When they say body, I'm going to think akatharsia. I'm going to think that foulness that came out of that Christian's private parts. That's the body. That's why they say it. The body of Christ. When you go to your church and he offers you the body of Christ, I want you to see the filth, the pollution. I want you to see it. Eyes open. Eyes open. This is the Ludovico way. Right? 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 My droogs. Welcome. Give me the next one. Hit it. And what happens here? What happens here? Oh, did I finish the other one? You better go back and make sure I finished that other one. Oh, no. Oh, Chewy, it's a good thing we came back. Look at that. So he's got it in his hand and holding it in his hand, right? And saying, oh, this is the gift, right? The gift of the Christ. What happens then? They take it and they eat it. No, that's what it says. They take it and they eat it. And when they eat it, they say, Tuto estito soma tu Christu. This is the body of Christ. This is the Paschal offering. This is how we get into the passion of Christ. That's how it ends. Okay. You eat it. To this point in the history of my many, many, many eons, I have never, ever witnessed such a gut-turning cult as the Christians. Never. Remember, he said these are Jewish people performing those mysteries. These are the same mysteries that you pray to Jehovah if you want a gay lover. Okay? Same mysteries. There's sex all over. Now you can see what they're doing. You can see what they're doing. They're holding up their semen and praying. This is the body. Can you imagine? To imagine at your church, if you went into your church and at the end, when you sing your hymns, pass the collection plate, and the guy gets up there and blah, blah, blah. And then, well, you're getting ready to go, and you're like, oh, I'm getting so tired. And everybody stands up, and the priest comes out and masturbates in front of you, takes the semen and holds it up and says, here's the body. Come and get it. This is the real. How does that feel? This is the real. I mean, not that I wouldn't mind getting in a time machine and going back, maybe documenting it, right? Making a documentary about it. Don't get me wrong. I would love to do that, right? Rubs it in our eyes. Right. Watch, it's coming. Were you there? Give it to me. The next one. Give it to me. Okay, people, are you ready? I'm just going to translate this one to you. Okay, so, yeah. So, the dude, in his own hand, he's got that. He's got that stuff, and he's standing there looking up into heaven. We did this one. This is one we just did. Go. Yep, here we go. Yeah. Now, for those of you who thought, what about the children? Don't worry. On the menu of this Christian banquet is the embryon. I'm sorry. Stop. It's not funny. It's not funny. Shame on me. It's not funny. It's the embryo. Right? What are we going to do? You know what this passage says? You're going to take that embryo, you're going to cut it up into little pieces, and then you're going to put those pieces in honey. You're going to add drugs and, a lot of mura, right? A lot of that stuff that Mary's walking around with. You're going to add that all up here. Everybody gets their own little communion cube. It's the chunklets of the paidio of the little kid. Isn't that... Okay, next. I can only stand so much of that. If you want to stay away, look, people with me, anybody with satanic congregation, you want to stay from the embryo hors d'oeuvre, or, no, it's not hors d'oeuvres. You want to stay away from the baby cube hors d'oeuvres? Yeah. I was going to say hors d'oeuvre. That's different. Remember, we'll go to that room and come out all covered with the poopy. All right, give me the next one. There it is. Okay, now what's happening in here? Don't forget, we're going to use the running of the blood that comes from the monthly cycle. That is all part of it. And it's called the blood of the non-purgation. And what are we going to do? We're going to, all in common, we're going to esteusi. We're going to what? Does that say what I think it does? Yes, it says we're going to eat it. The blood and the flesh, ladies and gentlemen, at the banquet of the Christian mystery. The blood and the flesh. You wanted them? They're served. Remember, the witch's banquet, the food is always terrible. So I highly recommend you take one of the baby cubes, right? You take one of the little cups of menstrual fluid, and, you at least don't insult the host, right? Love it. Okay, are people, what's that? People are messaging me. They want their ticket. They want their ticket money back, right? You didn't think? That's what they're serving at the banquet. I wonder, in all curiosity, I just wonder about those baby cubelets. Why honey? Why honey? Yeah, I don't know. Have they served the hellebore yet? All right. Are you ready? I bet you need it. I'll bet it's got something in it. Some kind of chemicals. You need it to balance the hellebore that they're about to poison you with. I don't know. It's just a thought. Hey, by the way, we all signed waivers, right? Everybody who's here tonight, you can't go back. You can't go back, right? Give me the next. Oh, people, look what else I brought. Look what else I brought. No, that's it. Next one. Look at this. Okay, now here's Jesus. For some of you who wanted to see Jesus here in the whole midst of this, he says, look, Epiphany says, look, they write all sorts of books. I'm translating. They write all sorts of books, right? One of these is the questions of Mary, right? We're talking Mary Magdalene. One of these is the questions of Mary, and they talk about these different gods and whatnot in those books, and they talk about Adam, right? They have a book called The Revelation of Adam, right? Adam is not a Hebrew name, right? It's a Greek name. By the way, did you see those people in Palestine? Did you see they have Greek DNA? I love that. Right? Learning about yourself is amazing. It's amazing. And what happens? They've got other gospels, you know what I mean? And some of them are attributed to those apostles, right? That they know. They talk about the salvation, right? And what? Oh no. Look at the last word. Look at the last line. Jesus Christ himself reveals the Eiskrurgian. What was the Eiskrurgian? That's when we masturbare and then we eat it. How does he get away? How does he get away with it? Because Mr. Rogers knows how to speak to the kids. Yeah. Are you ready? Ready? There's more here. There's more here. Yep. Next one. The Aiskrurgia. So let's go see Jesus do the Aiskrurgia. Right? Are you ready? You will never think of Jesus ever the same way again. You're welcome. Right? So he took the one. Right. He starts out by saying, look, it says in the questions of Mary that are called the greater questions of Mary. And he says there are others that are called the minor questions. Anyway, he says from this greater questions of Mary, they have it inserted in there. He reveals it to her. Jesus reveals this mystery to Mary. The mystery of, do you know how many times as an 8th grader would I have gone around revealing the mystery if I could have done that like Jesus? What kind of act does this guy, oh, Jesus, what were you thinking? It's such a bad line. Let me show you the mysteries. I'm going to show you the mysteries. What do the mysteries involve, Jesus? What do they involve? They, there we are. Let me tell you, Mary, I got to take you up into the hills. She should have known. She should have. Why can't we do it here in the courtyard? I got to take you up in the hills, right? And so he took her up in the hills. And then the Greek is very interesting. It's here. It says he took from his side the woman. He took from his side the woman. Do you notice that it's using the very same cult expression that's used in the book of Genesis for Eve? For Eve. Okay, fantastic. Remember, they're writing Gospels of Eve. And what happens? It says he took her, right? And then it says that he began to do what? He began to inkatamignusthai with her. And most people will, well, I'll say most people. I'll say everybody is going to want to translate this as have intercourse with. The only problem is it's not. It's not to have intercourse with. As a matter of fact, it's used as a way of mixing drugs, as a method of mixing drugs, right? In other words, the communion itself. He began mixing the communion with her. And he says, I'm not kidding, right? He took the stuff that came out of him. And what happened? He says, it's necessary to do this in order that we may live. Right? They entered into the act of collecting his fluid. He's doing it right in front of her. Just wait. She's going to get confused. Jesus just starts masturbating in front of Mary. Okay. And he says, we got to do this if we want to live. Remember last time? I know. Remember last time when his family came and picked him up? Remember that? And they're like, he is cray-cray. Right? He's out of his mind. Well, now he's with the woman up in the hills masturbating, saying if they don't do what he's about to show her, they're going to die. You remember the lie in the Garden of Eden that God said, if you eat it, you'll die. Right? Like father, like son. Let's go to the next one. Yeah. Let's see what happens. He's standing there, right? We've caught him in the middle of masturbation. We can't tell. Yeah. Producing a woman from the side, beginning to have sex with her, right? That's the Christian read of that. Oh, okay. Give me the next one. Here's the mixing, right? Look at the second line down. Pharmakon, potoi. What are they doing? You can mix a drug into a potion. They're getting the communion ready. They're not having sex. He is simply masturbating in front of her to produce the flesh. Yeah. That bread of life. Give me the next one. I'm going to translate this quickly. People, don't leave. Don't leave now, because what happens, right? Okay, so Mary, she tarathesis. She becomes, tarasso is a verb that means to become mentally, it's not really frightened. It's confused and like, what is this that's going on? It's like you're trying to grasp, you're questioning, is this really happening? Right? So it says Mary was in that, and she fell backwards. She moved backwards from him and fell to the ground. Right now, if you thought it's kind of weird if they were having intercourse, that now all of a sudden they're standing. It's like we miss a cutscene or something, right? That's why they're not having intercourse. He starts masturbating, and Mary backs off, falls over, stumbles over. What happens? He walks over, picks her up off the ground, and he says to her, "Oh, you of little faith." Well, I don't know, man. You had it in your hand. What do you know? And what happens? And they say then that this is that which is spoken of in the gospel, when the gospel writer says, "How is it?" Right? If I say to you things that have to do with the earth and you don't believe it, what are you going to do? When I tell you about those heavenly things, how are you going to believe it then? Right? Because it's a big deal to pull out your private parts and start, bringing yourself to climax in front of a person. It's difficult. How are you going to take anything if you can't even take the plain stuff I give you? How are you going to take this mystery? That's why he singled out Mary to participate in the mystery. Okay, let's see what else he says. And whenever they say, you see the Son of Man. Oh, behold, look at the Son of Man rising up. Right? Who was alive before? Who was the previous existence? It's a verse from you're going to find it in the Bible, right? In the New Testament. What does he say? He says they're saying this because that is the thing. When you talk about the rising up, they're talking about the producing the aporia and taking it manually from its source, right? The rising up of the Christ. Yeah. That's why you say that. Oh my God. And what he says, also, remember they say, if you don't eat it, I'm sorry, I misquoted there. It says, if you don't eat me, right? If you don't eat my flesh and drink my blood. Remember that phrase? If you don't eat my flesh and drink my blood. And when he started talking like that, it says his disciples got really confused, right? And they say, who can listen to this crap? He's talking, right? He's talking about, his argument is all about the semen. Who can take this stuff? Who can stand to listen to this? You didn't know that Jesus Christ was abandoned at one point in his ministry by his followers? This was that point. They walked away from. What was the issue that they walked away from about? The masturbation thing. Yeah, the masturbation. Imagine how many people were following him at that point. Right? He had been through communities and done his healing and done his, he had to stand on the shore. It was so crowded. He had to stand out in a boat. People were there to see him. He didn't get the crowd in his hometown because they knew him in his hometown, right? That's. Do you understand? The guy is up in the countryside with the woman, and he's jerking off in front of her, telling her, "If we don't eat this, we're all gonna die." Oh my God. Your reality is hilarious. Your reality is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Please show us the end. Okay, let's keep going. Here. And what happens? This is just going to go on to quote things that he's trying to help you interpret. No, blow it up. He's trying to help you interpret the mysteries as they appear. And there's stuff that David said, there'd be this tree that'll be in a place that's nourished by the waters. And he says, that's not what that means, right? You know what that means in cult speak? He's talking about those waters running out of that erect member of Jesus. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about the aiskrotetos tu andros. He's talking about the ejaculate of the person, man, right? That's what he means when he says the moving out of the waters. And he's going to give us the fruit. What do you think that fruit is? That tree, right? Those leaves. It says the leaves will never fall. That's something. The leaves, he says, that's not what you think it is. You know why? Because we eat the stuff. It never falls from the tree. Never makes contact with the earth. The seed. Why? Because we eat it. Oh, please make it stop. My splash bag is full. Is anybody else's splash bag full? All right. I think that's people. I think I've got one or two more, but I don't think I can take much more. This is too much. Look, what's happening here? Yeah, it's just what I just told you. Look at the very last word, esthiomen. We're going to eat it. I just want you to focus on that. I can't take this. I only take so much time in this, in the ether. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to now play the exit, but I'm not exiting, right? I'm just going to go get the drill sergeant, and he is going to give you just the basics that you need to know from Unit 2. And he's going to tell you, go to see the videos that Old Boy is producing, because Old Boy is helping you to walk through the particulars of the chapter, while Ammon is giving you the big guns that you need to know, the things you must master. And show up on a Saturday. We've got 2 groups now on Saturday, one for the Aussies that'll be later in our afternoon over here in the States. And I believe 4 Central here, Central Standard, right? And otherwise there will be an 11 Central, right? No, 12 Central. Oh, Nancy's gonna kill me. Nancy, don't kill me. I think it's either 11 or 12 Central. It'll say somewhere. We'll post it. But you can go to these labs and you can find out where you stand, how things are going. They'll operate the dojo. Those are graduate students. You didn't realize it, but this is the biggest Greek course in history. And we have graduate students. We've got to run this thing like a university would run it. A free university. Look, it's all for free, right? No, you're selling your soul. Just kidding. Don't do the Master Pari thing unless you're with Jesus. Definitely. Always stick with Jesus. Bring up the exit.
Got the ganja green, hydroponic, 64 death brother, you own it. I know you love it. Wish you were here. Roll another. The beast is purple dragons. Inhale the indica, reeking it. My weed is sticky. Chickadee, poisonous kisses. That girl, you know she's got it. Hail Satan, we'll do this all the way to the roads we're paved. I ride a bare horse in the sunshine. Blue tone, big time wolfman. Hillside root cutter, grow it. Dawn bring it shining in the morning. They puff a little bit of the chronic. Poisonous dragon venom, darkness through dreams. Frankenstein's house up on the hill, I make it rain. I spit the hot fire, Beelzebub's verses. Make sure they got bunny ears on the gold horns. Smoking indica purple of the Sabbath. I'm Teddy Bass, Mr. Black Magic, singing hallelujah. Jeepers creepers, hot purple move ya. Root cutter, evergreen tree grower. The Antichrist you dream of. Thunder from on high, Venus in the sky. Heavy on the drums, 808 funk. Bacchic mania. Medea dance with me. Where the purple flowers grow. Those with eyes to see. A kiss of Athena. Dream of Saturn. Uranus, Venus dress. Roots grow from the stars overhead. Orphic hymns to the moon. Oracle ritual. With a kiss and a whip. Lady Babylon is with you.
Thank you, Teddy Bass. Let's get to a couple of slides of what you absolutely must know from Unit 2. From Unit 2, this is what I want you to be memorizing and working on when you start the exercises. Remember, the exercises are at the end of every unit. Those are the course that you will run. If you can translate those exercises, you can go on. Here we go. Bring up the first chart. I want you to look at a verb, people. I want you to look at this verb, and I want you to memorize this verb. This is one verb. It is 6 parts. We call those parts principal. The principal parts of the verb. There are 6 of them. You should be able to say that in your sleep. Are you ready? This is the one you're going to memorize, and you will never memorize another. You will learn others, but this one you will memorize. Luo, luso, elusa, leluka, lelumai, eluthane. Those are the 6 principal parts. From the first comes the present and the imperfect. From the second comes the future. From the third comes the aorist. From the fourth comes the perfect. From the fifth comes the perfect passive. And from the sixth, the aorist passive. I want you to concentrate, because in this chapter, we're going to use the first 2 principal parts, luo and luso. What does luo mean? It means I release, or I dissolve, or I free. It can also mean I destroy. And you can take this one root and combine it with umpteen prefixes and have vocabulary that's bigger than any Oscan, Umbrian, or Hebrew vocabulary from antiquity, just from this word. Fantastic. Give me the next one. Those are the principal parts of the verb. Now, to those principal parts, you can add these endings. You can add these endings. This is what you must memorize. See this chart? There are 3 on the left and 3 on the right. The 3 on the left are singular. The 3 on the right are plural. We've got in the first line, the first person, second, third. So what do we have here? We have the first person singular, I. We have the second person singular, you. Third person singular, he, she, or it. And then we start off in the other column. What's the first person plural? We. Second person plural, you, all. You all. Third person plural, they. I want you to remember that. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Because you're going to have to run through that list in your head. If you want to say I do something, you're going to have to know which one is I. If you want to say you do something, you're going to have to know which one is you. And this is how you tell. It's by the end of the word. Isn't that clever? What are the endings that you must know? You're going to memorize them just like this. O ace a omen ete usi. O ace a omen ete usi. O ace a omen ete usi. Now, look at the third person plural. You notice it says or usin. You can put a new movable. The new is the letter, correct? And you can add that to the end. Why are you're going to see this a lot in the third person, both singular and plural. You can add a new to the end of it. Why would you want to? Why would you want to? Because if that word comes right before a word that starts with a vowel, there's going to be an uncomfortable pause. And this is music. Language is music. I didn't know language was music. No, you didn't. And that's why you're here. Music. And it sounds better when you've got a consonant between those two vowels. It flows. We want this to flow. You saw the flow tonight, I hear, with Jesus. This is the flow of the language. This you must eat. Give me the next one. It's better than what he was serving. So all we do is we add that little letter to the ending. We add the oase, omenete, usi to the ending. And look at the verb here. We take the verb paidewo. It means to educate. Paidewo. I educate. Paidewes. You educate. Paidewe. He, she, or it educates. Paidewoman. We educate. Paidewate. You educate. Paidewusin. They educate. It's that simple. It's that simple. That's all you need to be able to do. You need to be able to look at the Greek word and say paidewes. That's a second person singular. You singular do something. That's all you have to know. It's really that easy. Give me the next one. It's all logic, people. Now, I'm going to give you a set of endings. I just gave you the present. I do something in the present. If you want to say I did something, then you have to use these imperfect endings. I did or I was doing. Here are your endings. On, se, omen, ete, on. On, se, omen, ete, on. On, se, omen, ete, on. You should be able to say that in your sleep. When I tutor students privately, I force them to go through these. And some some don't want to do it. Some don't want to. If you do it, it'll stick. It's imprinting it in your brain, and that's part of the intensive method. If you don't sit there and repeat to yourself so that your spouse is upset with you, what are you saying in the shower? Oh, I'm saying my endings, darling. Shut up. If your spouse doesn't do that, you're not doing the right thing. You need to imprint these on your brain. We're at the point in the game where we need to imprint. You need to learn how to march, and this is how you march. On, se, omen, ete, on. Give me the next one. That was the imperfect. This is the aorist, another tense. What am I teaching you? I'm teaching you the present, the imperfect, and the aorist. Those are called tenses. Tenses. Don't think time. Tense. What kind of tense is the aorist? It's a simple action in the past. I did it. I ate. Today I can eat. Yesterday I ate. All right. The imperfect would be was eating. I was in the act of eating. Your mind goes right to the person doing the thing. The aorist is just simply referencing a past action. And what are the endings there? Aas e, amen ate an. Aas e, amen ate an. Look at the third person singular. You got that little movable nu that's in there. Don't memorize the movable nu because it's not always going to show up. Just memorize aas e, amen ate an. Beautiful. Aas e, amen ate an. And finally, what other thing must you learn in Unit 2? You must learn the infinitive. The infinitive is easy. The infinitive is easy. What is it? You take a verb and you add "ein" to the ending. And what happens when you do? You make an infinitive, and it means to do something. Here, paidewen, to educate. To educate. Paidewen. Yeah, it never changes. It's always going to look like "ein." That's the present active infinitive. Gorgeous. To do something. Now, that is all of the grammar and syntax that you need to learn from Unit 2. You've learned the 3 new tenses. You learn the present, the imperfect, and you learn the aorist. Okay? Now, the present and the imperfect will be formed from the first principal part. The aorist will be formed from the third the third. You got to use the third principal part. And when you use the aorist and the imperfect, you got to put an epsilon on the front of the verb. We'll see this when we do exercises. Next time we're going to do exercises. You'll see an epsilon on the front. It's called an epsilon augment, and it indicates that you either have an imperfect, an aorist, or a pluperfect. You have a secondary tense. The tenses are divided into two families, primary and secondary. Primary tenses, present, future, perfect. Secondary tenses, imperfect, aorist, pluperfect. I want you to just keep that in mind for now. Keep that in mind for now. Fantastic. That is the basic functioning of verbs. Now what I want you to do is I want you to jump in to the exercises from Unit 2. Jump into the exercises from Unit 2. If you can, please go to one of the labs. Go to the Discord on Saturday. You can show up for the Aussie section if you're not Aussie. I'm sure that they won't give you a hard time, right? Fantastic. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, and I want you to remember, I really, really do care for you. I wouldn't give this material to you unless I knew this will help. This will help. Thank you, Muse, for the dope. Thank you for the night. Hail Satan.
Got the ganja green, hydroponic, 64 death brother, you own it. I know you love it, wish you were here, roll another. The beast is purple dragons, inhale the indica, reeking it. My weed is sticky, chickadee, poisonous kisses. That girl, you know she's got it. Hail Satan, we'll do this all the way to the roads were paved. I ride a bare horse in the sunshine, blue tone, big time wolfman. Hillside root cutter, grow it. Dawn bringer shining in the morning. They puff a little bit of the chronic. Poisonous dragon venom, darkness through dreams. Frankenstein's house up on the hill, I make it rain. I spit the hot fire, Beelzebub's verses. Make sure they got bunny ears on the gold horns. Smoking indica purple of the Sabbath. I'm Teddy Bass, Mr. Black Magic, singing hallelujah. Jeepers creepers, hot purple move ya. Root cutter, evergreen tree grower. The Antichrist you dream of. Thunder from on high, Venus in the sky. Heavy on the drums, 808 funk. Bacchic mania. Medea dance with me. Where the purple flowers grow. Those with eyes to see. A kiss of Athena. Dream of Saturn. Uranus, Venus dress. Roots grow from the stars overhead. Orphic hymns to the moon. Oracle ritual. With a kiss and a whip. Lady Babylon is with you.